Let's find ourselves a comfortable position. So ideally sitting, maybe in a chair or on the floor. You can always lie down, you can sit against a wall, whatever it takes to have your spine propped up nice and tall. And then letting your eyelids either drop or just letting your gaze come down towards the ground and softening the focus of your gaze out into the periphery. And placing your hands perhaps on your knees, perhaps in your lap. I'm going to start the week in an easy space, moving gently into our Monday. Noticing the sound of your breath. Very often we just naturally go into an Ujjayi breath. Once we've started to practice with Ujjayi, it just kind of drops in of its own accord. If that's true for you, hearing the sound of Ujjayi breath. Remembering why it is that we're here this morning, why we showed up. And usually for me it's something to do with aligning my day with the softer part of my heart, so I'm less in reaction and more cultivating a day of calm, kindness and conscious action. But each of us will have our own reason for being here, so take a moment to just reflect as this sort of calming breath waves move through you. Why is it you're here today? There's absolutely no wrong answer, is there? There's no wrong practice. All of it really is a curiosity. How can I alter the way that I feel? How can I support myself? How can I nourish myself? Noticing the sounds of your space. Perhaps your room has some sound going on in it. Perhaps you can hear what's happening outside. There might be rainfall, there might be bird song. And then calling in your sense of hearing so that you are really focusing on the intimate sounds of your body this morning. Introducing some gentle movement, taking right ear to right shoulder. Coming into those circles we know so well. How do they feel today? Changing directions. slow, calming, soothing movement. Circling back into center and then circling shoulders. Circling elbows. It's movement that has no kind of attachment to an agenda, so we're not moving to get somewhere. So there's no rush. There's no technique. It's just offering us some space to feel how our body feels this morning. Laying your hands down, circling your heart. Go slow. And give your spine the space to talk to you, to be heard. And then changing directions. Coming back up to center and letting yourself settle into stillness. So the breath is through the nose. There's a gentle vibration of breath in your throat. And sometimes that's audible, sometimes it's not. But always it is sensed, you can feel it. Of course, if your nose is blocked, then just breathe through your mouth, that's fine also. The season of hay fever is upon us. And be aware for yourself how the count is on your breath. If you were to count the inhale, how would that compare in length if you then count the exhale? And you are aware of the space between the breaths. How does it feel to just hang out for a moment in the place where the lungs are full before you begin the exhale? And how does it feel to hang out in the space at the end of the exhale, where the lungs are empty, before you begin your next inhale? Staying curious. And which one of those 4 stages brings the most comfort to you, the most ease? This changes all the time. Even throughout the expanse of a day, it changes many, many times. So just in this moment, where's the ease? Where's the comfort? Is it possible to expand the breath so we're moving towards a count of 6? A count is obviously personal, we all have our own pace. But for yourself, continuing the count you've been doing, can you edge up towards around 6 as you inhale? Can you edge towards 6 as you exhale? The space between the breaths can be whatever fits, whatever feels good. Keep the lips soft, the corners of the eyes soft. Keep the shoulders melting away from the ears. And start to take your next inhale into your heart space. And almost picture it like a ribbon or a thread as you breathe into your heart space, dissolving any calcification or hardening. And then as you exhale, expanding out from your heart space, radiating outwards. This boundless capacity of your heart. And there's this question again, why are we here today? Why have I shown up this morning? As you breathe into your heart, let that question start to move around within your heart space. And for this next part of our practice this morning, you have two options. One is to bring your arms into the practice and move your arms with your breath. If you've got shoulder discomfort or there's any reason for you not to bring your arms, just work with the count instead and keep your arms in your lap. Otherwise, you're going to bring your hands to your heart. And as you inhale, you're going to reach your arms up approximately for the count of 6. So there's this lovely upward lifting motion as you inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to take your arms out wide to the side. And this is going to be a slower movement. So instead of 6, you might even edge your way up to 10 or 12 even. As you take your arms out to the side and take a long, deep exhale. Finishing your count when your hands return to your heart. So very slow movement, very slow breath, inhaling for 6. And you're exploring how long the exhale feels good for. Maybe it's a full 12, maybe we stop at 10, maybe even 8. It's entirely up to you, there's no getting this wrong. But the pattern is that the exhale is longer than the inhale. Staying away from any sense of grasping or any kind of panicky pulling in the breath to make sure we've got the reserves. We can just change the count if it feels uncomfortable, so there's nothing to feel panicky about. A very smooth intake on the inhale, smooth and slow. As you exhale. And then laying the hands in your lap, but continuing that breath ratio without the arms moving. And then bringing your arms up to your side, elbows bent. You're going to have the palms facing forwards. As you exhale, you're going to press your palms forwards, moving in front of you. As you inhale, you're going to turn your palms to face upwards, maybe slowly closing your fist and drawing your elbows in towards you and back behind you. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. So you're opening up the front of your chest on the inhale, and then exhale, pressing the hands forwards. The chin might drop gently towards the chest as you push your heart back away from you. And as you inhale, the arms come in, heart opens, moves forwards, and maybe the chin lifts to help you raise your gaze upwards. Slow movements. And you'll feel for yourself if you want to carry on with the slower exhale, or if you're keen to get into a place of balance. Adapt it according to the impulse of your body, what it wants to do. Again, you're welcome to keep your hands just down in your lap if that feels better. And then bringing your hands down into your lap. So we'll close our session with a moment to recall some things we're grateful for, some things that make us feel glad. And again, there's no right or wrong with this. Even if you find your gratitude checklist is kind of the same thing every day, that's completely fine. Notice where your heart will take you as you explore what things do you feel grateful for this morning. Things that you're grateful for. It's like adding kindling to a fire in your heart each time you place another thing that you're grateful for. Your heart just burns a little bit brighter. The heat goes a little bit deeper. And then offering the fruits of our practice up to all sentient beings. As we practice our well-being ritual for ourselves, we know that it has a ripple effect, certainly amongst the people that we spend our time with, but even amongst those who we don't meet face to face, we don't know, but they're part of the same soup that we came from. Same universal soup of love that each of us comes from. So sending the fruit, the rewards of our practice to that soup, that all beings may feel what we feel. Thank you so much for coming here this morning. Have a beautiful Monday, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for some dynamic yoga.